Hi, this is Joe again with another review. I know it's been a long while since I've done a review because I have been having computer problems. As you can see, I'm not in my usual location. For the subject of this review, I'm going to be discussing something that happened, allegedly happened 25 years ago, which is, of course, the alien abduction incident in Lake County. I know previously I had done a review on this, but since now we're coming up on fairly soon the 25th anniversary, I figured do a recap and do a 25th anniversary review on this thing. Because I've always liked to do, once in a while, I have done reviews in the past that I was not satisfied with, so I figured redo it, or just record a second video and then you decide which video you whether prefer, the original video or the remake. So I started this video, like I say, I'm discussing the infamous video alien abduction incident in Lake County. It originally came on the air, I think it was in February, March of 1998, so in a couple of months it will be the 25th anniversary of this thing airing. Now, of course, this video, this story, is you watch not only my videos but other videos on this subject. It has gone into infamy as one of the biggest fakes of all time, because a lot of people believe it was kind of like the modern version of War of the Worlds, from H.G. Wells, and which just the other day was also the anniversary, or the exact anniversary of the War of the Worlds radio broadcast being aired over the CBS radio network. Now, of course, in the alien abduction tape, or the McPherson tape, that one that is on UPN, and of course the hour-and-a-half version that's, as of right now, is still currently available up on YouTube, and it's actually a remake. Now, the original version came out back in 1989, and was just simply titled Alien Abduction. But because of the hoopla of the remake, the 1998 remake, the original video, or the original 1989 video, I should say, was since been retitled Alien Abduction, the McPherson tape. And many people believe that the McPherson family was the name of the original video, which a lot of people believed it was a real event. And I'm going to get into that in a second. But it was a different name of the family. It's called the Venice or Venice family. And it wasn't really told where exactly they were. Unlike in the 1998 film, they told where they were. So it was supposed to be, Lake County, Minnesota. So it wasn't really told where the original family in the 1989 tape where they were originally. Now, the only difference between the original tape and the remake is that not only A, the budget, B, is only a half hour shorter, so instead of an hour and a half or an hour and 35 minutes, it was only like just over an hour, like an hour, maybe an hour and 5 minutes tops. The reason why it was so confusing of the two videos was the 1989 was supposed to be released as a full-length, either straight-to-video film, or Dean Aniello, who was the director of both films, wanted to have a distribution deal. He really couldn't get a distribution deal, but the company who he sold the video to says, "Don't worry, we're working something now. We're working with the different companies, maybe an independent company, whatever it is." It's almost kind of like a loosey-goosey deal. And what happened was the factory where they had the original tapes in there, or the original copy of this film, burned down with the copy of the film with it. So I guess supposedly a couple of copies did get out, and it got into the hands of a UFO researcher. And what he did was he cut out the opening credits and the closing credits of the film, and he passed it around to a lot of these UFO conventions in the early, it was being popular in the early 90s. So Dean Aniello heard through the grapevine, somebody called him up and said, "Hey, did you hear about this alien abduction tape or lost footage tape?" Because the found footage genre hasn't really come into a genre yet at that time, and Dean Aniello actually created the found footage genre, and he was found to be who what's going on here. So and he that's adjusting the computer, and he realized that it was his video that became a big thing. So what he did was he got someone from Dick Clark Productions, yes, that Dick Clark for American Bandstand and so many other shows, gave him a $1.6 million budget to see if he's willing to do a remake or a feature film remake for the new network UPN, which was only in existence for about 3 years at that time. So he when UPN came into being in 1990, I think with January, February 1995. So just 3 years later, to do a movie, because they wanted to do like a movie of the week thing, and they accidentally do a movie of the week instead of the whole film being shown. It was only, they cut it down to like an hour. And when it became the show that's also on YouTube, I think both versions are on there, because the special aired twice, or at least the 1 hour special aired twice, cut down to 45 minutes without the commercials. And they had both versions on there on YouTube here. So check them out if you want to see both the original special plus the with the enhanced footage, which is showed the alien lying dead on the floor after being shot by Kurt in the remake, which hopefully you'll get into the remake a little bit soon, I hope. So when Dina Aniello made this deal with UPN and with Dick Clark Productions to make this video, that's what he did. And a lot of people believe that the remake was a real event, and a lot of people thought that the original film, the 1989 film, was fake, just to be debunked as which one's the real tape thing, and neither one of them was real, because both of them had actors in it. Both versions had a lot of improv actors in it. As a matter of fact, there's only one actor from the remake, which I'm going to get into. Actually, later on, played Lana Lang in the Superman and Lois show, which is currently airing on the CW network. It is ironic, over almost 25 years later, she's still around, and she's on TV playing another part. And the funny thing was, though, in the remake, she actually dies in that remake. Now, of course, the remake, like I mentioned, was retitled "Alien Abduction Incident in Lake County." Now, I am more familiar with the UPN cut, which is, like I just mentioned, just a 1 hour video. And they cut, and I think that the ending for the UPN cut was far more better than the one that's in the what they call the director's cut, the hour and a half version of it, because it was creepier. And I thought it was creepy. I mean, it was really, really creepy. Even though I wasn't a young guy at that time, I was 26 at the time when that video aired on UPN. But I thought it was really, really, really creepy. The end scene. Now, the end scene was. It does take place, if you watch the full-length video, it does take place 45 minutes, approximately 45 minutes into it, when Tommy is in his bedroom and he's changing his pants, because he pissed in his pants, when the aliens started attacking, in the house. And so he goes up into the bedroom, and they look, and him and Kurt, who was the older brother, was looking around for the alien upstairs. Tommy runs into the bedroom real quick to change his pants, and as soon as he picks up the camera, he turns him around, and he sees the alien behind the door, closing the door, and the alien starts coming at the camera close, like I'm doing, and and he grabs the camera out of Tommy's hand, and you see Tommy in a state in a trance, and the alien gives Tommy back his camera and walks out the door, and I thought. Well, you didn't see him the alien walking out the door. You just see him in a trance, and you hear the narrator said, "Oh, this is where the tape ends, exactly 11:25 p.m." and the McPhersons have not been seen since. I thought that ending was really, really creepy. It was really done. I thought that part was done very well, for the tension and the hype that was there. But for the hour and a half version, I thought it was too padded out. I thought it was a little bit too long. The hour and a half version, but I thought it was generally creepy. And of course, the hour and a half version, you have the whole thing was the premise of the remake. I should mention the original Alien McPherson tape, the Alien Abduction one, the 1989 version, was around a birthday party. The remake was on Thanksgiving. It's probably around Thanksgiving. I mean, it was actually on Thanksgiving in 1997. That's why I bring up the 25th anniversary of them allegedly being abducted, and so it's kind of a big deal for the UFO buffs and fans of this film. There's allegedly going to be the 25th anniversary of them getting abducted. And what happened was they it was Thanksgiving, and Kurt is there with his wife, Linda, and their young daughter, Rosie. You have the mother, Rosie, Rosalind, the mother. You had Tommy, who was the one who was videotaping the whole thing. And you also have another brother named Brian, who was there with his girlfriend, Renee. Now, the one who played Renee is the one who plays Lana Lang in Superman and Lois CW television series. So I thought you should know that's who she is. The one who plays Renee is on the Superman and Lois show, and she just got elected mayor of Smallville. So in case you want to see what she looks like 25 years later, you can check out the Superman and Lois show whenever that show comes back on the CW, airing new episodes. I don't know when it's going to happen, but she's on that show now. So when you first meet Brian and Renee, they're making out in the bathroom, and here's Tommy with the camera. And even though she was digitally her boobs were digitally blurred out, you see Renee topless, which is not a bad thing. All right, for all your pervs out there, it's not a bad thing. So what happened was that as soon as they're about to eat dinner, that's when the lights go out, and here comes the aliens, and they go to where this transformer is, and you see the spaceship. I mean, the three brothers, there's Kurt, Brian, and Tommy, and they saw the aliens, and they're showing a cow. The problem is you don't actually see the cow. You just see the laser pointer pointing down to the ground, and you just don't see the cow. You don't see anything. It's so dark, and not only dark, but it's also very, very blurry. They digitally blurred out pretty much everything in that scene, because to make you believe that the aliens are doing something freaky deaky with the video camera, and then the two aliens notice them, and the one that has the laser pointer picks up the laser pointer and shoots Brian in the head, and they run back to the house. And one thing I should point out with the hour and a half version is that every time you have these dramatic points, like when Brian gets shot in the hand, and there was another point with when they about to shoot the alien in the bedroom, they keep cutting it off for these little interview segments. And not just that, but it also has a warning: the graphic images, viewer discretion is advised, and you have that throughout. Every time there was a dramatic scene, they cut this stuff off to show to give you these warnings or to these little interview segments. And I do kind of remember a couple of the interview segments, especially the one with that musician. I do kind of remember that one. But I don't really remember that much of the interview segments in the 1 hour and a half version, except for maybe the sheriff. The sheriff I remember because he was in the UPN cut, and I think also remember the musician. And he said, "Oh, the big-headed wankers," you know. But other than those two, I don't remember too many of those interviews. I remember more of the UPN cut than I do remember the full-length version. So what's happening was that Brian and Kurt goes out to switch the battery in the truck to get everybody out. They never came back. You never seen them again. And then you had Melanie's boyfriend, Matthew, who was only a black guy, came in, and people complained. Gave it Kurt when he first meets Matthew, complained that he was black. Oh, Melanie should have told us that he was a black guy. So Brian and Tommy said didn't think it was such a big deal. They was just saying a black guy, and said, but Kurt got annoyed over that. And then you had then that's when they found the ship after that, the spaceship after that. And then Matthew goes missing. Doesn't know what was happening with him. And then after when they shot the alien, Tommy goes up to the bedroom and notices that the alien is no longer there in the bedroom. And so he freaks out. And then Tommy starts there with all the women within there. And of course Rosie is the one who goes nuts. The little girl, she goes nuts. And she's been possessed by the aliens almost because of the way she's acting. And so because she wants to see the aliens, and she's moving the bookcase over so she can get into the bedroom to check the alien out. And they go, what the hell? And they go, what's wrong with you, Rosie? What's going on? And she wouldn't say crap. And there's one part in the long version where she takes the bullets out of the gun. If this film was made today, you could imagine what the Democrats would say about this little girl handing the gun and taking the bullets out of the gun. But there's neither here or there. So what happens was, of course, eventually the aliens come in the house, and of course you don't see it because they have it off camera. That Rosie allegedly opens up the door and lets the aliens come in. And of course the aliens come in, and one of them sees the camera and goes like this with his finger, hand like that, waves at the camera, and the camera goes out, and that's it. But comparing the two versions, I like the longer version better, the 1998 version better than the original 1989 version, because I like that version better because the version that I've seen the most times, either on television or here on YouTube. I've seen that the most times, and so that one's much better. But comparing the two versions, there's good and there's pro and cons in both versions. But me personally, I prefer the 1998 version better than the 1989 version. Even though that's the one that got everything rolling with this video, and you can see they show encounters, the hidden truth, which is on an episode on YouTube, was the part of the segment. Or one of the segments talks about that video. And there's one guy who believes the video is still real, even though Dan, the director, came out and said, I'm the one who directed that film. But despite that, people still think that's... it depends on your perspective if you believe that to be real or fake. But, that's how it goes. So that's my review of the Alien Abduction McPherson tapes in both versions on the 25th anniversary year coming up on this Thanksgiving. So please click on the video, please rate it, please subscribe to my channel, please forward this video onto your Facebook pages. You can check out all my reviews not only on my YouTube channel, but at rallyc.com, that's all WDY, and c.com. There's a homepage to the Rally Reviewer, Christine Moore, and please check out all of his videos on his website. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time.